Let's first take a look at how the Asian markets have started off in midweek trading. And contrary to the handover on Wall Street, it's a fairly subdued picture across the Asia Pacific. Most of the markets trading with losses. The Hang Seng trading around 0.6% lower. The Taiwanese index 2 down 0.3%. The Japanese index, the Nikkei, is trading with losses of close to around 0.5%. The only outperformer though is Kospi in South Korea, which is trading with gains of close to 1%. So barring the Kospi and the Shanghai Composite, which is trading marginally above the flat line, most of the other Asian indices are trading with losses this morning. Pull up the GIFT Nifty. I'll give you an idea of how our own markets are likely to start off. Well, an 80-point downtick. Well, we ended off the highs of the day yesterday, almost close to the lows of the day. And today's session also indicating a negative start for our own markets as of now. And this 80-point downtick is what the implied open is suggesting. So we most probably open around that very important support zone of 26,100. We'll hear more on that, on what the F&O data is indicating in just a bit. But we'll set you up for trade today with the trade setup, the stocks that are likely to be on the radar, and of course, Sudarshan tells you all the F&O cues that you need to watch out for as well. But first up, let's go across to Gaurav with all the market cues that you should be watching out for today. Gaurav, good morning. What are you watching out for?
Well, good morning. When we look at Nifty, we saw second consecutive day where actually we saw losses in Nifty, and Nifty ended in red. In fact, on the last trading session, it was down almost by 0.3%, and now it has suggested, now the option data which is that 26,200 and 26,000 are the key levels to watch out for, specifically on the basis of options writing. When it comes to the key draggers for Nifty, yesterday we saw Trent, Reliance Industries, ITC and HDFC Bank, who were heavy lifters and who also dragged Nifty down, and that is the reason why we will be definitely watching out on all these counters today. Apart from that, if you look at sector-wise data, yesterday was a good day for Nifty Pharma. It was up more than 1.7%, and this was led by Divi's Lab and Ipca Labs, while on the other hand, Nifty Media saw a bit of a decline with 1% decline in a day. Other than that, on the stock-wise action, let's not forget about IEX today, because yesterday we saw Aptil said that the next hearing will be on Friday, and after that we saw at the end of the session IEX stock soared up almost as high as 8%. Other than that, at all-time high, we have seen Nalco, SBI, Hindalco, Marico, Muthoot Finance on the back of the gold prices, and Tata Steel. So let's watch out for all these stocks and how they perform in a day today. On the back of the results, we have got premium energies and infrastructure today, and that is something that market will be watching out for. When it comes to events, as you suggested, today will be the first day when we will see first advanced estimates for GDP of FY26. Remember, our poll suggests that it will be somewhere 8.3% in terms of nominal GDP. So let's see how they perform, because if it comes above 8%, India will remain as the key market with higher growth across the globe. And lastly, let's also not forget about the US data points that we'll be getting. First is that non-farm employment change, job opening and crude oil inventory. So let's watch out for all these events and let's see how they have a grip on Indian market today.
Gaurav, thank you for sharing that update with us. And over to Ria now, who would list out the stocks that should be on your radar today. Ria, good morning.
Well, good morning, Homer. Starting off with yet another set of Q3 updates. First up is Godrej Consumer. The India business is set to deliver double-digit revenue growth, and the company has also seen close to double-digit underlying volume growth this time around. For Jubilant Food, the consolidated revenue has gone up by roughly 13% on a year-on-year basis. And for Titan, they have seen 38% domestic sales growth and 79% growth in the international sales as well. For Lodha Developers, the pre-sales has gone up by roughly 25%, while the collections have seen a decrease of 17% on a year-on-year basis. For Senco Gold, the revenue has gone up by roughly 51%, and this was largely led by higher gold prices as well as the festive season. Moving away from the Q3 updates, IRB Infra will be in focus, since IRB Infra Trust has received an LOA from the NHAI for a toll project in Odisha, and this also involves a bid concession payment fee of roughly 3,087 crores. Biocon will also be in focus. An arm of the company is going to introduce 3 new oncology biosimilars at a healthcare conference in the US, and M&M will also be in focus. They have unveiled the 3XO EV, which starts at roughly rupees 13.89 lakhs, and the deliveries are set to be starting in late February of this year. And the last stock that will be in focus today is Bector Foods. The company has commenced production at its new Hooghly facility, which has a daily production capacity of roughly 2.25 lakh buns and 24,000 SKUs of bread and other bakery items as well.
Thank you for that update there. And just to clarify, the other one, the stock that Gaurav was mentioning was Premier Energy and Infrastructure, not the Premier Energies that is the renewable energy manufacturer, of course. But yeah, thank you for that update. And lastly, Sudarshan joins in with cues from the FNO space. Sudarshan, good morning. We managed to defend that 26,150 mark on the index multiple times yesterday. But what's the FNO data indicating now?
Good morning, Harma. So yesterday we saw that big contribution coming in from heavyweights. We saw Reliance dragging Nifty and HDFC Bank dragging Nifty Bank. But Nifty Bank managed to close in the green thanks to the big gains coming in. Stocks like ICICI Bank and SBI and all the other PSU banks continue to see buying. As far as Nifty is concerned, 26,100 is the major support for Nifty. So near-term range for Nifty is likely to be 26,100 to 26,500. Tough for Nifty to cross 26,200 today because the major call writing we have seen at levels around 26,200, 26,250, even 26,300. On the flows front, we have seen FIs in the index futures just have done a minor buying of 55 crore, but in the stock futures, they continue to sell. Yesterday also we have seen them selling almost 1,100 crore rupees. As far as the longs are concerned, they have added long positions of around 2,700 contracts, but at the same time, they have also added short positions of 2,600 contract. There is a minor increase in the long exposure from 11% to 13%. On the short side, they remain heavily shorted and the exposure is 87%. Now coming to the options data, 26,200 and 26,500. Most active call options have seen an increase in the open interest, but for both these call options, premium has seen a fall. On the put side, 26,200 and 26,000. These were the most active put options where we have seen an increase in the premium. So that's the reason I've told you the range 26,100 to 26,000. So support, I'll look around first support 26,100, but if we fail to hold that, next support comes around 20-day moving average of 26,000. Resistance will remain around record high of 26,370. As far as Nifty Bank is concerned, support today 59,850. Yesterday also intraday low, Nifty Bank recovered from 59,840, same low that it had hit on Monday, and resistance would remain around record high. Two stocks remain in the bank, Saman Capital and Sales. Some of the stocks, Premium Energies and Wari, it was consecutively like these two stocks have been seeing a downtick. Yeah, I won't be surprised if there is a further downfall or further fall in both the names. MCX will be in the focus. It has been seeing short covering. And lastly, Havels and Lupin, both these names are seeing fresh longs.
Indeed, Premier and Wari, now 9th day of losses for Wari Energy yesterday. So we'll keep an eye out on all of these names. Sudarshan, thank you for that update there.